What's up, everyone? It's been so long, I missed you. Anyway, first year of medical school is over, but at the same time, I finally had time to put out the second part of my last video, which was just studying for a test in medical school. So I'm attaching it below. The first video covered days 1 through 3, which was like, I think, Sunday through Wednesday. And this second video covers Wednesday until I take the test. And at the very end, I also do a brief debrief. So I highly encourage you to watch the last video if you haven't, and also this video. And I hope you enjoy it. And I will definitely be posting a lot more. This summer is gonna be dope. So I'm so excited to share all that with you. So without further ado, hope you enjoyed part 2 of this video because it brings back some crazy, crazy memories. So I haven't talked to you guys since Wednesday, but that's a problem of its own. I was studying a lot up to Wednesday, and then Wednesday I was just so exhausted. I came home around like 10. There was just so much happening. Thursday I actually have like this big clinical skills assessment, which means 2 back-to-back patient encounters, and I couldn't. And I hadn't practiced for that much, so Wednesday night I practiced a lot for that. I also practiced during the day, and then by the time I got home I was just so tired and I couldn't study that much, so I ended up going to sleep on Wednesday at 10 p.m. And I had only studied for maybe 2 hours, really. Woke up at 3 a.m. on Thursday. Stayed up all the way, pretty much like once I woke up at 3 a.m., I started my day. And I actually studied a decent amount on Thursday. From like 3 a.m. to like 10 a.m. I was just studying. And then from 10 a.m. I actually had my physical exam evaluation, which was at UConn. So we like bust over to UConn. I did well. I was happy. I was amazed. I was like, yes, done with this. But then I got home and I was lazy because I was like, I just worked so hard. 2 back-to-back physicals. I did everything decently right. So then I was like, oh, I'm so tired. So I watched an episode of The Good Doctor. I didn't actually study that much. And then I ended up like... You guys saw the video that came out today. There's a second look video that Yale has. I was helping with that with my neighbor, and we put a lot of time into it. So I was helping him, and so we stayed up until 3 a.m. yesterday finishing that up. And then I woke up this morning at like 7 a.m. because we had anatomy, so I didn't get much sleep there because I ended up like posting all the videos by 5. So I slept from 5 to 7. Woke up this morning, and I was just tired, did anatomy, came home. We published the video, so I ran a massive advertising campaign for it. It'll be linked below. But I did all of that, and then it was 3 p.m. I was just so tired, so I was like, I'm going to sleep, and I woke up now, and things are really just overwhelming, you know? I don't know what to say, because now I'm like, shit, I haven't studied that much. But my test can be taken anywhere from today to Tuesday, so I might take it Monday night. And the general gist is just like, you adjust to the situation, I guess. I'm still only done with 60 lectures. I'm trying to finish 60 to 100 tonight. I might not take as many detailed notes because I want to start focusing on like problem-based stuff tomorrow. By tomorrow, I want to start doing like questions. I want to start doing like cases and all of that. So we'll see. Again, as I'm telling you guys, you adjust to your situation and you make the most of it. I'm going to go get dinner. I'm going to have a good time. And then I'm going to actually come back home and grind the hell from 10 to, I'd say, maybe even 6 a.m. I'm going to grind. And then sleep from 6 to maybe 10 a.m.? I don't know. I don't particularly think I'll need sleep that much this weekend because I'll just be sitting and studying. And then from 10 a.m. to whatever tomorrow, 24 hours, I just plan to do flashcards, hardcore, just intense studying. Sunday, same thing, hardcore, intense studying. I will take the test Monday morning. That is the current tentative plan, and that is what I'm thinking. It may be a bit later, maybe a bit earlier. We'll see. I have no tool Monday and Tuesday. On Tuesday, I actually plan to get ahead for next week. Because remember, the test is as much as how well you do on it, but also how well you prepare for the next unit. Some people are like, I don't care about the next unit, I'm going to focus on the test. That actually leaves them behind for the next unit, and that it becomes a positive feedback cycle because now next unit starts off bad, and this test was bad, and so now you just like go all over the place. So I actually want to finish on Monday, get ahead for next unit. And so hopefully this was a good check-in for you guys because I just wanted to let you know I am a bit stressed out. I'm motivated, and as long as you have the motivation and desire and genuinely love the material, there's really nothing keeping you back, and I'm going to show you guys that. Completed. I am on lecture 71, but more importantly, finish the notebook. I told you guys I would do it, and just to kind of prove, I'm completely done. I'm on my second one. Still got 30 more lectures. Going to finish those up. I'm going a bit faster, trying to just go through, get the big points, move on. Listening to music, having some fun, down some coffee. Want to wash my face now. I'm taking a 5-minute break. Yeah. I did not get a chance to sign off yesterday because I actually passed out. And then I mean, not that I passed out, I just kind of dozed off in my chair for like 5-ish minutes, and by the time I woke up, I was so sleepy. I was like, I'm gonna go back to my bed, and I went to my bed. It's about 3 p.m. Oh, 3:40. 3:40 p.m. I've already had lunch and everything, so now I'm gonna just grind. In terms of Pomodoro sessions, I've already done 6 hours worth because I started counting from midnight last night. So I've done 6 hours worth of Pomodoro sessions, and it's 3. So I'm hoping I can add in a decent amount of extra hours and just do practice questions now. This is the most important part of studying, and this is often where everything comes together. And here's the problem. I think that sometimes if people don't put in the right down payment, aka they don't review everything well enough and they go straight to the questions, you get zero bang for your buck. And that's why studying is so hard, because you have to review everything and then you have to find ways to synthesize it. Sometimes people only have time to review things and they have zero time to synthesize. You're still going to not do well on your test. If you just go straight to synthesis and try to do practice questions without reviewing, you're still not going to do well because there's going to be massive gaps in your knowledge. This is just stuff I'm saying from my personal experience. It probably may not be applicable to people sometimes if maybe you study differently, but I found that for me, I hate it when people call me smart because I'm not smart at all. I just work really, really, really hard. And so I have to learn everything from the ground up. So I'd say like the amount I work is definitely like on the larger scale of how long I'm going to work. Because at the end of this video, I will add up the total number of hours I've worked just in this last week. And that's independent work. And I guarantee you it's going to be an astonishing number because I'm not even going to count class time. I'm not going to count anything. I'm going to count the amount of time I just spent sitting down working and studying. And that's going to be completely like, it might throw you guys off. I'd say in undergrad, I worked at least 60 hours a week. If not, I'd say, okay, 60 is probably a high ball, but 50 to 60 was not unheard of. And it was something that I just did. So the point is, this is like the foolproof method I use. And now I need these like last few days to actually synthesize all the material. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of practice questions, all of from like 3 to whenever tonight. And it's going to be on cardio, renal, and palm. And then I'm just going to see how I feel. And usually this is when things start coming together. This is when I feel comfortable. I'm also going to be doing a bunch of flashcards. I've already started doing them. I think I should be at like maybe 300-400 flashcards so far that I've done. I'll also add up the number of flashcards I've done this whole week, and I'll show you how it's like minuscule. Like even though you might think it's a lot, it's not actually that many. And like ideally, you'd like to do a lot of flashcards. I have so many that I think I'm counterproductive to a certain extent. So anyway, yeah, today's Saturday. It's 3:41. I'm officially done with the review phase. From Saturday to maybe tomorrow, maybe 12-14 hours, just straight practice questions, and making sure I get my kidney, heart, and lungs down, because that is all of internal medicine, and I want to do a good job. And I'm excited. It's good material. It's fun material, and so that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 12-ish hours. Peace! Talked in a while. That's because I've been grinding. But anyway, it's officially Sunday night. I plan to take the test tomorrow morning. I finished a decent number of questions in palm, cardio, and renal independently, and then I reviewed all the quizzes and practice tests we've had so far and made flashcards, even more. So I have well over 10,000, but the last step in my study method is to now just do as many flashcards as possible. So let me show you the logic behind this, and I don't know if this is actually true, but this is how I substantiate it to myself. So 1, obviously reviewed all the lectures, got all my content down. 2, started doing flashcards intermittently, which is like maybe 100 to 400 a day. And I'll have the stats for you guys all at the end of this video, but I will do that at the end. And then do those intermittent flashcards, but at the same time do practice problems, because that will help you synthesize material. So I actually did practice problems in palm, practice problems in cardio, and practice problems in renal. And the last thing is, through those practice problems, make even more flashcards about questions you get wrong. And now, before I go to sleep, which it's like 9 right now, maybe I'll sleep pretty late tonight, but I'll wake up we don't have class tomorrow and Tuesday because they've given us time off to take this test, and we take it whenever we want on our iPads. So I will take it tomorrow morning because I want to finish. But the last thing is to just do as many flashcards as possible, because now you can actually rapidly transition between subjects just through those flashcards. Before, I was doing independent renal questions, independent cardio questions, and independent palm questions. They were separate. Now it's important to take all of the knowledge, even the stuff you learn from questions, and just hammer it in. Because I remember when I was going through these like past tests, I was like, shit, I don't remember any of this. And that's because I haven't done enough retention. And I'm not going to learn everything tonight. I'm probably not even going to memorize things, but it's important to see it. The more you see things, the more implicitly dots start connecting in your head. At least for me, I've realized that's what happens. And so that's what I'm going to be doing for tonight. I'm at like 99 flashcards that I've finished so far, but my goal is to finish tonight with 2,000 flashcards. And you'll see here, I have my renal, I have my pulmonology, and I have my cardiology. And well over 900 cards in cardio that I have to learn, 600 in palm, and 1,000 plus in renal. So I'm going to just do all of that tonight. I'm going to do like repeats. I'll do 15 from cardio, 50 from pulm, 100 from renal. 50, and that's because there's more renal on tomorrow's test than cardio and pulm. So 50 from cardio, 50 from pulm, 100 from renal. And I'll keep doing that until I'm just exhausted. And that's just the last phase. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, 2 things. 1, only did 1,000 flashcards yesterday because I was so sleepy and I passed out. That's fine. 2, it's 10 right now. I wanted to take it at 8 this morning. You'll know that you have studied enough when, I mean, I don't know. This at least happens for me where I just get like tired and I am like just so fed up of studying. But there's a difference because you can feel like that right away and you can feel like that after you've studied a lot. And I have filled up 2 notebooks. I've done well over, I'd say at least 2,500 flashcards over the week. I've taken at least 300 practice questions. So I'm going to take it. I'll let you know, guys know how it goes. It's 4 hours long. It's 10 right now. So 11. So I'm going to probably be done by 3. I always take the whole amount of time. Always. I never in my life have finished a test early. And that's because I never feel confident enough. For me to finish a test early, I have to be 100% sure I got everything right. And that never happens. Instead, what ends up happening is, this is my scratch paper for the test. I annotate every answer. You'll see at the end, I annotate every answer. Even though this is a test that doesn't matter, technically. So I'll annotate every answer. And that's just how it's going to go. And, woo! I finished the test yesterday, and I was just so happy that I did not vlog. Because I ended up just, like, going out with friends and, like, hanging out afterwards and, like, just enjoying my life. Because, like, it's amazing. Like, right after you finish your test, you go from, like, you know how, like, test, you have to go from 0 to 100 the week before a test, as you guys saw me do, studying a lot, all of that stuff. Right when you end a test, you go from 100 to 0 really fast. Let's do a recap. The test was really, really, really hard. 1. 2, while I was taking it, I actually had some major timing problems, and this is because it was a 120 question test. We had 4 hours for it, but each question is very, very intricate. Each question has a case with symptoms and like all this stuff you have to consider, and it's a lot of stuff. And so I only spent I was 1 hour in, and I was like, as I told you guys, I like to annotate, and I do have all of the notes from my test, and I took a really long time annotating the first 20 questions, then I realized, oh my God, it's been 20 questions, and it took me an hour. This is severely horrible pacing. So I had to speed it up a bit, and I was freaking out because I was like, I don't know half these questions. And so one thing I strongly recommend anyone do, if you ever freak out on a test, and this happens to me all the time, skip ahead. Skip as many questions as you can. Get to a question that you know you can do. Like a very easy question. Every test will have some easy questions. That's what I did. I went up, I did those, and I calmed myself back down. And then I went through the whole test really fast, basically. And then I basically came back and I spent much more time on the questions that I had a really hard time with, but I still had horrible time management. So word of wisdom, moving forward, never, ever, ever, ever just be okay with being stuck on one problem and let that ruin your entire timing strategy. Move on. All problems are the same. So I did that. I actually ended up getting a score on this one that was probably a little bit higher than the highest score I've ever gotten, which is crazy talk, right? It's the hardest qual so far. So I did well, and you guys saw all the work that went into it. And the good part is I get to see now how I prep for tests, and there's a video recording of it. So that's that. Right. So now let's recap all of this, okay? Because I think in the last video I went over how much I studied the first few days, and on this video you'll know how much I studied. But basically the Sunday of the week before the test, I did 18 Pomodoro sessions. A Pomodoro session is 25 minutes long. So 18 Pomodoro sessions and 500 flashcards. And then Monday, I did 12 Pomodoro sessions and I think about 800 flashcards. And then Tuesday, I did 16 Pomodoro sessions and 400 flashcards. And then Wednesday, which was the first day of this vlog, I did only 2 hours and 28 seconds of studying. So I think I must have ended some Pomodoro sessions early and only got 150 flashcards because you guys know that was a hard day for me. Thursday, I woke up really early, 3 a.m., remember that? And I actually ended up studying for 7 hours and 14 minutes and did around 400 flashcards. Friday was another low-key day because I slept most of the day because I was just so tired. And I studied 2 hours and 5 minutes and I did about 100 flashcards. Saturday, because I was well rested from Friday, I actually studied 9 hours and 20 minutes and got about 600 flashcards. And Sunday, I studied 9 hours and 50 minutes and I got about 1,000 flashcards done. And then on Monday, I ended up taking the test, I think around 11 or 12, but I studied about 2 hours and 30 minutes before that. So if you add all of that up, it's a lot of time. Actually, I'm not even going to do it right now. I think it'll just be next to me, like right here, the totals for the whole week. And that's pure studying. I know some of you are going to be like, that's not that much time. That is pure studying time. That's me sitting down at a table working. That's excluding the time I had to spend on research. That's excluding the time that I had to practice my physical exam. That's excluding the time I was actually in lecture or discussions, all of that. It's excluding all of that time. So just me sitting down at my desk, that's a lot of time. You'd be surprised, because now if you add that up to everything else I did, it would be well over 60, 70, even 80 hours of just pure work. And that's what I'm saying, man. Medical school is work. Medical school is hard work, but you love every second. At least I've loved every second. It's been the end of my first year. I've learned a lot. I love it. And hopefully this motivates you. Hopefully this provides you an insight into how I study, because I think in this video I went through a lot more of the details and the granularities of how I focus on things. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. What am I doing?